They said it was just a myth, a legend passed down by sailors who claimed to have seen something they couldn't explain. But now, we have proof. Because last night, something massive was captured on camera. A shape so impossibly large, moving beneath the waves, eyes glowing from the abyss. And it's not alone. For weeks now, the ocean has been acting strange. Schools of fish, once thriving, are now vanishing overnight. Giant squid, creatures who never see daylight, have started surfacing in terror. And then, the whales. Washing up with markings scientists can't explain. Deep, jagged wounds. As if something far bigger was hunting them. And now, this footage, a shadow. Too massive to comprehend, moving with purpose. And then, an eye. An eye so large, so ancient. It could only belong to one thing, the Leviathan. This isn't just a discovery. This is a warning. Something has awoken beneath the waves. Something we were never meant to see. And if it's coming to the surface now, the real question is, why? Leviathan, the awakening. The ocean had always been a place of mystery, a vast abyss hiding creatures both beautiful and terrifying. But something was different now. Something was wrong. It started with the fish. Fishermen off the coast of California reported empty nets. Entire schools of fish had vanished overnight. In the Philippines, deep-sea trawlers caught nothing but silence, their sonar equipment picking up strange disturbances far below. And then, the whales. They washed ashore in unprecedented numbers, their massive bodies covered in deep, unnatural scars. Not from sharks. Not from boats. These were wounds from something far larger. The scientists at the Oceanic Research Institute in Monterey Bay tried to explain it away. Climate change, pollution, maybe even some unknown virus. But one man, Dr. James Carter, wasn't convinced. This isn't a natural pattern, he told his team, staring at the disturbing sonar readings they'd gathered over the past few weeks. Something is driving these animals out of the deep. Something big. Then came the footage. A research vessel, stationed in the Pacific, had been using deep-sea drones to explore the Mariana Trench, one of the deepest, least explored places on Earth. The video feed was grainy, the darkness swallowing most of what the cameras could capture. But then, something moved. A shadow so vast it eclipsed the entire screen. The drone's instruments glitched. The pressure sensor spiked. The radar went wild. And then, an eye opened. It was massive, glowing a deep golden hue, staring directly into the camera. A moment later, the screen cut to static. The scientists aboard the vessel scrambled to regain control, but the drone was gone, dragged into the darkness by something unfathomably large. When the video leaked, it spread across the internet like wildfire. Conspiracy theorists claimed it was a hoax. Skeptics dismissed it as a camera glitch. But those who truly understood the ocean knew one thing for certain. This was real. And it was just the beginning. Over the next few days, reports poured in from across the world. Sharks, apex predators of the ocean, were spotted swimming erratically, abandoning their usual hunting grounds. Squid, some twice their normal size, were washing up on shores, their tentacles still twitching in the moonlight. Entire pods of dolphins were beaching themselves, as if they would rather suffocate on land than face what lay beneath the waves. Something was coming, and everything that lived in the ocean knew it. The breaking point came at night. A luxury cruise ship, the Horizon Dawn, was making its way across the Pacific when the waves began to shift. The crew reported an eerie stillness. The ocean usually restless, had become a perfect, motionless mirror. Then the water began to recede. Miles away on the coastline of Japan, sirens began to wail. The water was pulling back, a sign of an impending tsunami. But this was different. This wasn't a natural disaster. This was something rising. The Horizon Dawn's radar went blank. A massive, moving object was detected, but the readings didn't make sense. Then, the ship lurched violently, throwing passengers to the floor. From the deck, those who were still standing saw it. A massive shape, rising from the depths. The ocean itself seemed to shudder as an impossibly huge form breached the surface. The ship's lights reflected off black, ancient scales, armor-like plates that had survived eons beneath the abyss. And then, the head emerged. Leviathan. The ship was tiny compared to it. The Leviathan's form stretched far beyond what human eyes could comprehend. Its eyes, those same golden orbs from the footage, glowed like distant stars, reflecting a calm intelligence. And something else. Rage. The ocean exploded around it, waves towering like skyscrapers as the beast fully revealed itself. The tsunami was not an accident. It was a consequence, a ripple of its mere existence. For a long, agonizing moment, the creature simply watched. Passengers on the Horizon Dawn held their breath, unable to move, unable to scream. They were staring at something older than time itself. And then, Leviathan moved. The ship's captain barely had time to react as the monster's massive tail swung beneath the surface. The wave it created was colossal, sending the ship spiraling like a toy. The last thing seen on the ship's security cameras was a wall of water rushing toward the lens, and then static. By morning, the Horizon Dawn was gone. Not a single trace of it remained. No wreckage, no bodies, nothing. The world was in shock. Government scrambled to issue statements, but there were no answers. Satellites had captured something, an unidentifiable shape beneath the water, larger than any known creature on Earth. And then came the final chilling discovery. One of the passengers, a marine biologist, had been live streaming from the deck just before the wave hit. The footage, recovered from the cloud, was clear as day. A massive serpentine form, golden eyes, staring right at the camera, and a sound, low, resonant, almost like speech, a language too ancient for human ears to understand. But the message was clear. It was awake, and it was watching. The governments tried to silence the footage. Scientists scrambled for explanations. But there was only one truth. The creatures of the ocean had fled for a reason. Leviathan had risen. And the only question left was, why now? What had woken it? And worse, was it the only one?